I have to say, we see in the media today that this is being billed as the Brexit and the climate change budget. Now, there's 1.2 billion for Brexit, but there's no 1.2 billion for climate change. What we're talking about here, it seems to me, when they're referring to a climate change budget, is just the carbon tax. And we have been very clear that is not enough. And the way that they have done it is incredibly garbled. Now, I actually agree with Michael that this will impact people on lower incomes who tend to have home heating oil, who tend to run older cars. This will hugely impact people in rural areas. And the idea that you could implement carbon tax in and of itself on its own is a real misunderstanding of what carbon tax is for. It's not there to create a fund for the government to paper over the cracks of inaction on climate change over the last 8 years.
Is it not there to try and persuade people to consume less?
It is exactly at the point of purchase. So that's why there's no reason why we can't pay directly back to the people who are paying that tax the funds again. And so we would say that you would have to pay that back to households, pay that back to people, but also to implement it as a package. We need retrofit, we need renewables, we need public transport.
How much will that cost?
Well, look, we're spending all sorts of money on a Brexit that we don't know what is going to happen. We know climate change is going to happen. There are people in Dublin lying down in the street right now calling for change. This budget is so weak and so ineffectual in that regard. We know climate change is going to cost this economy. It costs Dublin 350 million every year in congestion alone.
Eddie Hobbs.